Namaskar, I'm Yamini Sharma and I welcome you back to my channel, The Saffron Box. Today I'll be talking about the planetary transits, the movements in the month of September 2025. I'll also talk about the impact of these planetary movements, these transits on all the 12 signs and all the 12 ascendants. So do keep your rising sign, your ascendant or your moon sign, whichever you resonate with, handy. This month is interesting because this is the time of the year when we see the eclipses coming up. So on the 7th of September, we have the lunar eclipse, and on the 21st of September, we have the solar eclipse. These two eclipses usually come up in the month of September or October. So this time around, it's happening a little earlier in the month of September. And I'll be making a separate video where I'll talk about the eclipses because they impact the Leo and Aquarius signs. This axis is going to get impacted, and I'll be making a video on this as well. So do stay tuned. The video should be up in another 1 or 2 days, 48 hours approximately. So today I'll go ahead and I'll talk about the other planetary transits. What kind of impact can you expect this month? So do stick around. I do put timestamps which you can follow through. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel till now, do remember to hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, do hit the like button. There are a lot of playlists which are available. I've spoken extensively about Rahu and Ketu in houses and signs, and there's a lot of other content also which you can go through. And do let me know what kind of content you would like to see in future. Do drop in your suggestions. I also have a Hindi channel for which I have put the link in the description section as well, or you may find it in the comment section as well. So going ahead with the transits for this month, we have Sun moving into Virgo on the 17th of September. We have Mercury also moving into Virgo on the 15th of September. So Sun and Mercury are going to be together in a conjunction, and that too in the sign of Virgo, which actually puts together the Buddha Aditya Yoga. Now, a lot of people talk about the Buddha Aditya Yoga very loosely. It can be together. Sun and Mercury are, Mercury is an inner planet, and Mercury is going to be around the sun only all the time, hardly a house away. So, Sun and Mercury being together always does not mean that it is a Buddha Aditya Yoga. When Sun and Mercury come together in a good sign, in a good placement, like this time around when Mercury is in Virgo, that is when we can say that there is a Buddha Aditya Yoga which is forming up. Then we have Mars. Mars has been in the sign of Virgo, very stable, very earthy energy Mars has been enjoying. But on the 13th of September, Mars moves into the next sign, that is Libra. Not a very friendly sign, but and Mars is moving towards, remember, it is on its journey towards exaltation. When Mars will reach Capricorn, it exalts. So right now it's going to be right in the middle of the two signs, Cancer and Capricorn. So it is going to be entering Libra. Then we have Venus. Venus will also be transiting through the sign of Cancer for the first half of the month. And then on the 15th September, Venus moves into Leo, where it gets conjunct with Ketu. Now, Venus and Ketu conjunction is also not a very good conjunction, I would say. Not everybody can handle that energy, and these energies are very different. Ketu is a very dry planet. Ketu is the planet of detachment, and Venus talks about, for normal human beings like you and me, Venus talks about love, Venus talks about romance, about the luxury, about the beautiful things you have, your sense of aesthetics, so many beautiful things, and refinement and all luxury, your material possessions also Venus talks about. At a higher plane, yes, Venus also talks about bhakti, about devotion. But for the common man, when we see Venus, we see all these things which I spoke about. So Venus and Ketu conjunction together, that too in the sign of Leo, which is not a friendly sign for Venus, is not a very good energy for Venus. Now remember, Venus is Neech Abhilashi. Now Venus is on its way towards debilitation. So The next transit of Venus, when it enters Virgo, Venus is going to debilitate. So this is, when the planet is slowly, going down in terms of giving results. And here it's not comfortable as well. Anyhow, so I'll start off with all the uh, 12 signs, all the rising signs. Do keep your rising sign in mind, or you can also check from the moon sign, whatever resonates with you. So I'll start with the sign of Aries. If you're an Aries rising, Aries moon, we see uh, Mars, which is your Lagnesh, in the 6th house, right? In the 6th house till the 13th of September. And on the 13th of September, Mars moves out of the 6th house and enters the 7th house, aspects the Lagna, aspects the 10th as well as the 2nd house with its 4th and 8th aspect as well. This is a period where you will see boost in confidence. Whenever the Lagnesh aspects the Lagna, there is a boost in the confidence levels which you have. But remember, what is this planet? This planet is Mars. So while you feel very confident about workplace issues, this is a time when you can initiate new issues, new projects, right? New responsibilities can come to you. This is a period where it can be good for you to work on yourself, work on your health, etc. You can also work on the money factor, right? So the money which you've accumulated, your liquid cash, all those things, they can be a boost out here because the Lagnesh is aspecting these houses. But for your relationships, especially for your marriage, if you're already married, this may be a period where you get impatient, where you get intolerant of whatever your spouse is doing or they have to say, or you get impatient with, in their dealings with them. So this is a period of caution. This is a period to take care of how you are handling your soft factors, right? Like the relationship, like your spouse. These are the soft aspects of the 7th house, right? Apart from this, for work, for business, I would say this is a good transit. Make the most use of it. Sorry. Also, we see Sun and Mercury coming together in your 6th house. Remember, as I said, as I always say, you have to see which planet is the one which is giving you beneficence. So what is a benefic for you, for your sign, and what is a malefic for you? Now here, for the Aries ascendant, Mercury getting strength, Mercury getting stronger isn't so good. Sun and Mercury coming together, your 5th Lord Sun. Sun is a Karak for you, and it comes to the 6th house. Then Mercury also exalts over here. This can spell some health issues, especially in the lower abdomen, in the stomach, related to digestion, or it can be, this is a time where you need to take care of your digestion, of your health routine, your food intake, etc. Especially with the season going on, with the monsoons, etc. still on in most parts of the country. This is a time to eat healthy. Be careful about whatever you are in, whatever you intake, the food and water which you use. This is a period where some hidden enemies can come out, right? So someone who was opposing you for a very long time now comes out, and you have to deal with that person. You may be dealing with active competition at workplace. But the best part is that Mars being in the 7th house aspecting the Lagna makes you compete as well. So this is a period where, all these people, especially Aries ascendant, they enjoy, they thrive on competition, they thrive on a lot of pressure, work pressure. The more the pressure, they perform better. This is what I've seen over the years. So this is a period where you constantly engage with people and you have a lot of deadlines they're able to perform in time. So work-wise, a busy and a productive routine is what I see for you. Then we also see, one more thing which is important is Jupiter, which is your 9th lord. Jupiter is the planet of your bhagya, of your fortune, and Jupiter is also going to be aspecting Mars in the 7th house, right? So this is an important period which you need to take care of and make the most use of also. Then we have Venus and Ketu coming together in the fifth house. Now, Venus and Ketu coming together can hit your romantic liaison, or they can hit your creative ideas sometimes. Sometimes you can be deprived of any creativity, especially if you're in a business where you need to churn out new ideas. You are an artist, you need to think of new ideas and sell them out to make your living. So, this is going to be a challenging period for such people. Now, moving on to the next sign of Taurus. So, if you're a Taurus ascendant, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, then we see your Lagnesh, that is Venus, in the third house for most part of the month. That is till 15th, till half of the month, 15th of September. And then it moves on to the fourth house where it gets conjunct with Ketu. This is, for you people, for Taurus guys, Venus, that is your Lagnesh, also comes in the axis of 410. This is the axis where the eclipses are also going to be taking place, lunar as well as solar eclipse. Now, I'll be making a separate video on this, but do remember that your home and your work life is going to be challenging during this time. In a very few words, if I have to summarize this impact, and this is very important for you because the home and work front are very important fronts for all of us. So Venus over here, being the Lagnesh itself, will be there, will be in the middle of the eclipse factors. So you have to take extra care of how you're managing your domestic environment and your work environment as well, right? We also see Mars moving out of your fifth house, and it moves on to the sixth house for you. This is a good indication. This is a good energy where you can actually overcome a lot of opposition, because one more thing which is supporting you is Sun and Mercury. Mercury is again a good planet for you. Mercury is your second lord and Mercury is also your fifth lord. So Sun and Mercury are coming together in a Buddha Aditya Yoga in the fifth house. This conjunction in the fifth house is going to work towards your benefit, because you'll be able to use your intelligence, you'll be able to use your presence of mind, your wit, your ability to foresee what is coming through in overcoming opposition. So if you are preparing for any exams, if you are competing for work somewhere, some project somewhere, etc., if it is related to your livelihood, to your daily living, then this is a very good indication. This is a very good placement which you can use, right? So you have to be active out here. Mars in the sixth house in the sign of Libra is going to keep you on your toes. Remember that, right? So you may be busy because your spouse has a lot of demands which have to be met, or you may be busy because you have to travel quite a bit. A lot of travel can also be seen. Mars is going to be aspecting its own house, that is the 12th house, and also the Lagna. So from here, you can see a lot of also the 9th house, which is again of long distance travel. So sudden plans related to travels can come through. So this is a time where you have to be very active. Real estate matters can also take up your time and energy. Okay, we also see real estate from the fourth house. Eclipse is also happening in the fourth house, in the 410 axis. And the real estate matters if you're dealing with any, or if you have a business related to this, can also take up a lot of things. You can see a lot of traction out there. The second half of the month, once the Sun and Mercury conjunction is there in the fifth house, that is when I see better chances of gaining money or gaining more liquid cash, liquidity for you. This is also a good time for your children, right? So for your children, you want to do something for them, or you also want to say initiate yourself into any kind of a mantra sadhana, or you want to start a new routine, especially for your mantra sadhana, for your Ishta puja and all that, then this is a very good time, I would say. Then moving on to the next sign of Gemini. If you're a Gemini ascendant or Gemini rising, or even for that matter Gemini moon, then we see Jupiter's transit in your lagna, which is again a good transit. I would say this provides a lot of saving grace for you, though a lot of people will say that Jupiter is the seventh lord, it is the marka and all that, but Jupiter is a benefic planet by nature, and Jupiter has the ownership of the other two kendras as well, the seventh lord and the 10th lord. So Jupiter has, if you have to take it as a government, Jupiter has two important ministries under it, and it is transiting through your first house, which gives you a lot of saving grace. Jupiter aspects the fifth and the ninth and the seventh houses as well. So there is a lot of grace, there is a lot of blessings, which is also on you, which you're enjoying right now with Jupiter's transit. Also, for you, the Lagnesh is coming under exaltation. So, Mercury will be moving out of the third house, coming to the fourth house. Sun will also come there. So, Sun and Mercury will be in a Budh Aditya Yoga where Mercury will exalt. So, this is a excellent time for you if you're looking at acquiring more education, if you're looking at doing something for your mother. For your mother herself, it can be a very good productive time where she'll be able to enjoy the benefits, extra benefits around her, or she'll be able to do better in life in terms of her health or whatever area she's struggling at. And for you, in terms of education, as I mentioned, in terms of uh, doing something for your domestic front, right? So it can be an upgrade to a better house, it can be renovation around the house, all these things, or expansion of your current accommodation. All this can be indicated, can be possible with the Sun and Mercury conjunction with the Budh Aditya Yoga in the fourth house. This also helps your profession. So while it helps your home front, it also helps your profession. So your hands are full, you're going to be busy, but you're going to be productively busy, and the result of all this busyness is going to be positive for you, especially if you are undergoing a good dasha as well, right? So if you are undergoing a benefic dasha, then these results really come through. Remember, transits always give the results, give the final results of the dasha. Without the dasha, there is no disha. So without the dasha, there is no direction of the chart. So only when the dasha is running fine do you enjoy the good effects of the transits as well. Then we see Mars moving out of your fourth house. This is a relief for a lot of Gemini ascendant people. Mars is the 6th and the 11th lord, a malefic for you. And Mars moves out of the fourth house, giving you some relief on your domestic front if you were going through some domestic issues, or if you were going through some conflicts at workplace. This will provide you some relief. And now, now Mars comes down to the fifth house, where it will be aspecting the 8th house, it will be aspecting the 11th house, that is its own house, where we have Aries, as well as the 12th house. So this activates travel for you, this activates sadhana for you. This also enhances communication, or wherever joint efforts are required of you and your spouse. So it is regarding your joint money or your in-laws. All these things can come up for discussion, can be a topic of discussion. You'll have to deal with all these things as well. Then we also see Venus and Ketu coming together in the third house, in the sign of Leo. As I said in the very beginning, in the introduction of the video, Venus is not very comfortable in the sign of Leo. It is a dry sign for it. Venus is a watery planet. And then we have Ketu. Ketu is another planet of detachment, and it is fairy, it is a malefic. And Venus and Ketu coming together in the third house of Leo, especially if you're undergoing a dasha of, say, Ketu, or if you're undergoing a dasha antardasha of Sun, then this is going to impact you in terms of your communication, in terms of any issues related to the throat region as well. right? So if you have any problems related to thyroid or tonsils for that matter, I have seen small children, when this kind of a combination activates, children also suffer through health issues. And for them it sometimes is simple, recurrent throat infections or tonsillitis, etc. For adults it can be thyroid related problems, it can be any endocrine problem which you might be dealing with, right? Real estate investments for you can also churn out, can also move around this time. So a lot of churning around in the real estate part is also what I see for the Gemini ascendant. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Cancer. So if you're a Cancer ascendant, Cancer rising, we have, for you, for the Cancer people, this month is very important. Why? Because there is an eclipse on the 7th, that is the lunar eclipse where your Lagnesh is involved. Then there is the solar eclipse on the 21st September where again your second lord Sun is involved. Whenever you have the ascendant of Sun or Moon, luminaries, eclipses happen typically around September, October, or earlier in the month of April, May. Two eclipses during these months occur and they put in a lot of disturbance, especially if you're undergoing a dasha of the luminaries, that is Sun and Moon. So for Cancer ascendant, I'm anyhow making a separate video where I'll be talking about the eclipses and their impact. But this month, the Cancer ascendant needs to be especially careful and cautious because you're going to be the most impacted. Why? Because Cancer is anyhow a soft sign ruled by Moon, and Moon is going to be involved in the eclipses, right? So here we also see, some good part about the monthly transits for you is that we have Mars moving out of your third house. Mars is a Yogakara Graha for you. For such a soft ascendant, see how Vedic astrology, how Vedic Jyotish is made, how beautifully it fits in. For an ascendant of Cancer, where Moon rules it and it is so soft, such a mild planet, very, very fickle, but very mild at the same time. We have Mars as a Yoga Karak. Mars is a Krur Graha. Mars is an aggressive planet. So Mars does the job for you. Mars is the Yoga Karak. It tries to bring in things together for you, right? So Mars is moving into the 4th house in the sign of Libra, coming to the center, first of all, coming to a Kendra, aspecting the 7th house, the 10th house, as well as the 11th house. So this is a good month for you, provided you keep your emotions under check, right? With the eclipse energy, there is going to be a lot of upheaval in emotions. Disturbances can kick in very quickly. You can get disturbed at the spur of a moment, especially around the eclipse time. If you see, so 2 days plus and minus the eclipse dates, things can get a little out of hand. So this is a period where I would say do not think from your heart. Don't get emotional all the time. So lot of things you've got to ignore just to save your own mental and emotional health most of the times. Then we see, as I said, Mars is coming to the 4th house. So boost in your business, boost in your work, boost in your real estate work, right? Especially if you're connected with anything related to construction, anything related to real estate. So say if you're working for a cement company, or you're working for a company which deals with steel, or which deals with anything which is fitted in the house, which is used in construction, or for that matter, if you have stocks related to these companies, you can actually gain from this, right? Then Mars and Jupiter are, Jupiter is aspecting Mars from the 12th house. This can be a period of travel, and good travel. So you travel to you enjoy a vacation, etc. But I would say make sure that you're not traveling around the eclipse dates, right? So when the lunar eclipse is happening, 2 days that is from 5th of September till the say 9th of September, I would say this is not a very good time. Then Sun and Mercury. Now Sun is the second lord for you. Sun rules wealth for you, family, speech, wealth, etc. Sun is the second lord and Mercury is the third lord. Sun and Mercury are coming together in a Buddha Aditya Yoga in the third house. Your communication can take you to new heights. You'll be able to refine your communication, you'll be able to refine your speech, influence people better, especially if you're someone in the field of social media, you are actively influencing people. Your work requires a lot of writing, or your work requires doing a lot of legal agreements, etc., paperwork, then this is a period where you enjoy a lot of productive work coming to you, a lot of activity happening at these on these fronts. Now moving on to the next ascendant of Leo. So if you're a Leo ascendant, Leo rising, then for you, number one, the lunar eclipse as well as the solar eclipse are coming together this month itself. So on the 7th of September, we have the lunar eclipse. On the 21st, we have the solar eclipse. And the axis of this eclipse is the 1st and the 7th house for you, the signs of Leo as well as Aquarius for you. So while I'll be making a separate video on understanding the impact of this eclipse, one thing which you need to bear in mind is your public image or your relationship with your spouse, right? If you're undergoing a bad patch in your marriage, in your relationship, then this is a period where you need to be exercising extra caution. How are you dealing with others? How are your relationships holding for you? So that is something which you definitely need to see. We also see for the Leo ascendant, we also see the Lagnesh sun moving out of the first house, going to the second house, and there is a nice Buddha Aditya Yoga which gets formed over there, because Mercury is also exalting over there. In the second half of the month, we'll see this. We'll see the Sun and Mercury, coming together, the conjunction there. So Buddha Aditya Yoga comes through. And this is a good time because Mercury is also your 11th lord, remember. So all your gains, all your financial gains, your wealth issues, money issues, all that, you enjoy a very good time. So if you are someone who has been thinking about your financial situation improving, if you're running the right dashas right now, this transit is going to be beneficial for you. So you get the support of your family, you get you get enriched in terms of your monetary worth, your net worth can go up. Also, this month we see Mars moving out of your second house, going into the third house. Mars in the third house, makes you take a lot of initiative, a lot of new things. Sometimes it can also make you a little reckless also. So you can impulsively take up something and then, regret later, or you're not able to do something, complete something, you just taken up, right? So that is something which you need to guard against. Mars, though, is a yoga karak for you because Mars is the 4th and the 9th lord. But still, this nature of Mars, especially in the third house, is something which you need to see. Mars aspects the 4th, the 9th, as well as the 10th houses for you. Your siblings can support you during this time. Your siblings can help you tide over any conflicts during this time. Long journeys can happen, right? You can get your father's support during this period. The Karka for Sun is also in the second house in a good position. So this is a period where you get support of your father, you get support of your elders in the family. So there is grace coming on to you. There are blessings coming on to you. Be ready to receive it with a clear heart, with an open mind as well. Short distance travels can come through, right? Because Mars is there in the third house. So Mars activates all that short distance travels, sometimes impulsively going ahead and just making a travel plan. But this is also a period where you can be a little injury prone. So that is something which you need to guard against. And why is this happening? Because we also see Venus Ketu conjunction in the Lagna. This can be a little disturbing. So cuts, injuries, all these things can come through. Sometimes feeling a little dissatisfied because of some relationship. As I said, monetary things are very good this month, but relationship angle is disturbed. So that is something which you need to guard against. If you are looking at committing to someone, if you are looking at signing up a new contract, or starting a new business this month, then you need to postpone, you need to wait out for some time, right? But otherwise, everything is coming to support you, especially from your elders, your siblings, etc. Then moving on to the next sign of Virgo. So if you're a Virgo rising, Virgo ascendant, good news for you. This month, Mercury, your Lagnesh, is coming to the first house, to the Lagna, and getting exalted. And so along Mercury, we have Sun also coming along. And Sun and Mercury together are going to form a Buddha Aditya Yoga in your Lagna. Very good time, especially if you're undergoing a dasha of Mercury, or for that matter Sun also to some extent. If you're undergoing a good dasha and this yoga is also getting formed, make the best use of it for your education, for making the right decisions, for thinking about yourself, thinking about your future plans. This is a time when the Lagnesh comes to the Lagna. This is a time to recharge yourself. So take care of your health, wealth, your major plans in life. This may be a time where you would like to sit down with people around you, get good guidance, get good good mentorship, and understand how you want to go ahead in life. So this is a time to recharge. This is a time where your confidence rises, where you're able to trust yourself, where people are able to trust you. You get good responsibility, your social position, social standing rises, right? So a wonderful time for the Virgo ascendant, Virgo rising. We also have Saturn aspecting the Lagna, right? So that is again an addition. Provided you are going the right path, you're working hard enough, Saturn aspecting the Lagna can also help you out in this. We also have then Mars moving out of the Lagna. So remember, for the Virgo ascendant, as I always say, Mars is a number one malefic. It holds the ownership for the third and the eighth house. So it is not a very good planet for you. It is a malefic. And Mars, when it leaves the Lagna, it goes to the second house, aspects the eighth house, etc. This is a time where things related to inheritance can come through. So if you were waiting inheritance matters to resolve, if you're waiting for some windfall gain, so sudden gain from say stock market, or you had invested something and forgotten long ago, that investment comes through or gives you a bumper gain, or your in-laws gift you something, your joint money grows somewhere, you had invested in some property and that property goes at a very good price which you had never even imagined, or these kind of things can come through. If this also doesn't apply to you, then some kind of gifts which you have not earned come to you, they come your way. They can come from your spouse's side as well, right? So these kind of things are possible. Long-term diseases, if you're suffering through any long-term disease, chronic disease, then this may be a period where you get some relief for some time. High education, any higher education, any advanced education opportunities you may get during this period as well, if you're a student, etc. This may be a period, we also see Venus moving out of the 11th house into the 12th house. Venus and Ketu conjunct, they make a combination, they get conjunct. This is an energy to watch out. This is something which you need to manage. How you're spending your money, are you getting the benefit out of it? That is something which you need to be watchful about. How are you making plans, or if you've made any foreign plans, any foreign travel plans, then you need to be little careful about how your money is being spent. So you may be overcharged somewhere, or there may be a loss of money somewhere if you're away from home. So that is something which I see, which you can pay attention to. Otherwise, apart from that, this energy over here can bring in benefit from foreign connections, but be careful about the liquid money, or getting overcharged, losing something if you're traveling, all those things. So take care of your belongings. All these things you have to see during this month. Work wise, I see things getting better for the Virgo ascendant. Relationship wise also, now with the energy of Mars moving away from the seventh house, things are going to be a little better from how they were earlier, in the past. So all the best to you, and I hope you enjoy the good times which are going to come through. Do remember and do keep in mind the dasha which you're running. So that is going to be the major important factor, first of all. Then moving on to the next sign of Libra. So if you're a Libra rising, Libra ascendant, we see Mars leaving the 12th house, coming to the first house, your ascendant, in the first half of the month, that is by 13th of September. We also see Venus, that is your Lagnesh, moving to the 11th house. So Venus will move out of the 10th house, move to the 11th, get conjunct with Ketu. Sun and Mercury come together in your 12th house, and there is a Buddha Aditya Yoga, as we say, Sun and Mercury coming together. Mercury for you is the Bhagyesh, the 9th house ruler, and it exalts in its own house in the 12th house, that is the sign of Virgo. This can be a period where there can be gains from foreign connections. There can be gains from the education which you've got. There can be gain of education, right? So if you're a student, you have applied somewhere, this may be a period where you finally get through the admission, you join your college or you join your institute, etc. So gain of education, gain from education, and this is a period where you will feel energized. And sometimes being energized is okay. Sometimes you may feel a little aggressive at people around you. Mars energy does that to people. So you lose patience with people. You don't want to deal with a lot of people you don't like. So your social tolerance can decrease during this time. So be a little careful out there, especially with the eclipse energy getting activated in your 5-11 axis. It is going to be impacting your 11th house as well. So 11th house of social circle, etc. So cutting off a few people, getting away, or deleting a few contacts from your phone forever. These kind of things can come through. So, but I would say be a little patient. Don't lose your shirt over small petty matters. Mars in the Lagna can actually can instigate. You may get instigated by people around you to do something unfavorable, something which is unfavorable for you. So this is also a period where you need to take care of your relationship with your spouse. So Mars is going to be aspecting the 7th house. While this is good for the spouse themselves, but for your relationship this can be a little tricky. Venus, the karka of relationships, is also going into the 11th house. That may be good materially, because Venus is the karka of wealth and all that as well. But Venus is the karka of your wife. So especially, if you're a male, if you're a man watching this, then Venus going into the 11th house, the Ketu conjunction also happening through, this is not a very good period, especially if you're going through a bad patch in your marriage, right? So whatever you do, take care of your relationships. Expenses will be high, and so will be the gain. So this is a period of active inflow and outflow of money. For people who are spiritually inclined, this is a period where they actually enjoy the good times. They can enjoy a spiritual retreat, they can enjoy some sadhana going through. A lot of you will enjoy a good travel, a good vacation as well, right? So enjoy the most, enjoy what you can. The work matters, whatever position you've been enjoying in the workplace till now, you may question all that right now. You may want to change something around your workplace. As I said, social intolerance can be a big problem with the Libra ascendant. So take care of your tolerance levels, I would say, and manage the relationships around you. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio ascendant, Scorpio rising, then we see Mars, that is your Lagnesh, leaving your 11th house, coming to the 12th house. We see Sun and Mercury conjunction in your 11th house. We see Venus moving out of your 9th, coming to your 10th house. Venus and Ketu conjunction coming through. The eclipses which I am talking about, that is on the 7th of September as well as on the 21st of September, the lunar and the solar eclipses which I'm talking about are going to be impacting your 4 and 10 axis. So your home front and your work front are going to be impacted. I'll be making a separate video on this, but just as a precursor, I would say that you need to be extra careful about your image at work and your relationships at home, about how you're maintaining peace at home. These two things, this seesaw is going to put some stress for a while, right? There are good possibilities of travel happening. The Lagnesh is entering the 12th house. It is activating it is aspecting the third house, the sixth as well as the seventh houses. So your travel can increase, sudden travels can come through. This is also Vipreet Rajyog happening for you, because one, the Mars is your Lagnesh, Mars is also your sixth lord sitting in the 12th house. So Vipreet Rajyog, you first see some difficulties and then you get through those difficulties, right? So if you have any health issues, you may get troubled by those health issues initially, but you also find a solution, you also find a treatment for those health issues, right? So that is something which I see for you. Any health related concern, any blood or a muscle related concern, must see a doctor, get it treated at the earliest. Don't neglect your health. In your 11th house, as I said, we see the Sun and Mercury conjunction. The Buddha Aditya Yoga will be formed from the 15th, 17th September onwards, when Sun moves to Virgo. That is when I would say this is a time, when Sun moves to any house, your confidence related to that house increases. Sun is your 10th lord. Sun moves to the 11th house of gains. So while you may feel very confident about your gains, very sure-footed about who will help you in your social circle, etc., this is a time to remain a little humble as well. So don't let people have the impression that you're very high-headed. So be humble, keep your ear to the ground, and communicate well in your social circle, right? So a lot of help can come from your social circle. Communicate well. The Buddha Aditya Yoga which I am talking about now, in your case it is not as benefic for you, because Mercury is while it is the 11th lord, Mercury is also the 8th house ruler. Sudden ups and downs can come in your social circle, or in the people you mingle around with, or your relationship with your elder sibling as well. So these things have to be kept in mind. Your partner's money can grow during this time. This is a good energy for that, right? Your spouse can stand to gain during this time. So your joint finances can grow during this period. Sudden gains can come to your partner. Work wise, this is a time to reap the reward for whatever you have been working for, right? So if you have been working, if you have been honestly, sincerely working towards your goals, this is a period, if your dasha is supporting you right, then this is a period where you actually reap the rewards for the work you've done. This also could be a month or could be a period, after Mars transits into the 12th house. This could be a period where your sleep can get disturbed. So this is a period to follow good sleep hygiene, good sleep habits. Disturbance in sleep is definitely seen, as I can see from the transits this month. Then moving on to the next sign of Sagittarius. So if you're a Sagittarius ascendant, Sagittarius rising, we see, Jupiter, your Lagnesh, is anyhow aspecting the Lagna, which is a big saving grace for you. We also see Mars entering the 11th house for you. Mars is a yoga karak for you, and from the 10th house now it enters the 11th house. We see Sun and Mercury coming together. Sun and Mercury means Sun is your 9th lord and Mercury is your 7th and 10th lord. So for you, this is the conjunction of the 9th, that is the Dharma house, and 10th, that is the Karma house, right? So this is a Raj Yog of sorts. Whenever we see this combination, we take it as a Raj Yog, and Mercury is getting exalted as well. This is a wonderful, wonderful combination for the Sagittarius ascendant, especially if you're undergoing a Sun or a Mercury dasha. Then you can really reap the rewards, or the Antardasha also for that matter. This will be a beautiful time for you at work. You can enjoy the cooperation, the support, the guidance of people around you. You can influence people with your communication. You can influence people with your good nature, with your jolly nature at work. And this will be a period, even, say if you're employed or you're doing a business, for both, this is a wonderful period, right? So make the most of it, I would say, while Sun and Mercury are together for a month in this sign of Virgo. Mars will move into the sign of Libra, which is your which is your 11th house, sorry. So Mars moving there will also bring in, you get better at managing your money. You get better at using your creativity, using your ideas to enhance your work, or to manage your relationships, etc. This is a good energy, I would say. Mars aspects the 5th house. You're able to use your intelligence effectively, and you're able to make quick decisions. So this is a good time. Make the most of it. Venus and Ketu will be together from the 15th of September onwards in the 9th house for you. This is also the axis. The 3rd and 9th axis is where the lunar and the solar eclipse will also happen. The lunar eclipse happens on the 7th of September, and the solar eclipse comes on the 21st of September. I'll be making a separate video on that. Do stay tuned for it. It will come in 1 or 2 days. This is an axis, while traveling, etc., you need to be careful. So this is something which I would definitely, I'll talk about this in the eclipse video. But Venus and Ketu coming together can put a little strain in terms of, it could be your father's health, or it could be your relationship with your father, etc. So this is something which you need to guard against. Otherwise, overall, I would say this is a very good time for the Sagittarius ascendant. Make the most of it during this time. Relationship wise, etc., I have not spoken much because I don't see any problem out here. So I think I see things going smooth for you. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Capricorn. So if you're a Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn rising, we see the Lagnesh Saturn currently retrograde in the 3rd house. Saturn retrograde in the 3rd house, actually, I have made a video on this. You may like to go and check it out. This does help you out in a lot of things. Saturn in the 3rd house always does well. And now we also have Mars. Mars was in your 9th house aspecting Saturn. So there was a Mars and Saturn opposition, which isn't good, especially if you have a Saturn or a Mars ascendant, that is Aries or a Scorpio or a Capricorn or a Aquarius ascendant. That isn't taken very well because it creates a lot of issues in terms of your relationships, in terms of your conflicts, etc. But now Mars in the transit as well, Mars is now leaving the ninth house and coming to the 10th house for you. So aspecting the Lagna, aspecting the seventh house, the aspecting the fourth house, the fifth house as well. We also see Sun and Mercury coming together in conjuncting together in your ninth house in the sign of Virgo. Mercury will exalt. There's a Buddha Aditya Yoga which is getting formed up. This increases your struggle to do things. So whatever you're doing, remember Mercury is the sixth lord and Sun is the eighth lord for you. These are two Trik Bhavas, two malefic houses, and their lords come together in the planet, in the house of Bhagya, in the house of fortune. So they somehow taint or spoil the benefits which you get out of the house of fortune. So this is something which you need to guard against. Don't depend on luck. Don't depend on that 1% luck factor to help you out. This is a period where you'll have to put in actual physical work to get things done. So rely more on hard work than on the luck factor. We also see Venus. Venus is a yoga karak for you. Venus will also be moving out of the 7th house into the 8th house. Now this is again another challenging factor. So Venus moves out and goes to the 8th house, gets conjunct with Ketu. This energy again puts strain in terms of your relationships with your in-laws, or wherever the joint finances or the joint resources are concerned with your spouse. So this is, I would say, a month of caution for the Capricorn ascendant. Any health issue which you are getting troubled with, do have it checked. Get your checks done on time. This month we see only one planet, that is Mars, in your Kendra. Though Mars is very strong, it is getting enough Digbal, lot of directional strength. Only Mars is there in your Kendra. And Mars increases, it increases that energy to work, to perform. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Don't depend on the luck factor. Depend more on yourself. Depend more on your routine, your support system at workplace. Right? This may be a period where people who have small children should also be a little careful. So I'm sorry to say, but this is a period where you should exercise a lot of caution. Then moving on to the next sign of Aquarius. For the Aquarius ascendant, Aquarius rising, we see, we have Rahu in the Lagna for you. We have Ketu in the 7th house. Rahu Ketu axis in the 1st and 7th. We also have the eclipses coming up, which will affect your 1st and 7th houses. So 7th of September is the lunar eclipse, and 21st of September is the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse isn't visible in most parts of the world, but the lunar eclipse is visible. Especially in India, you can really see it. It is called the blood moon. It will be visible, right? We have your Lagnesh in the 2nd house, Saturn. Saturn is currently retrograde. Okay, I was talking about the eclipses. There would be a separate video which will come up in a day or so, where I'll talk about the eclipses, how they are affecting you. And for you, it is important because your 7th house ruler, Sun, is involved. Your 1st and 7th axis is involved as well, right? So we see, in this month we see Mars moving out of your 8th house, moving into the 9th house, which is some amount of relief for you. Aquarius ascendant has especially seen a lot of injury prone period during this time. I would say that has been my observation with the charts I've been seeing. So you've been injury prone, you've been accident prone during this time, but now that energy slowly fades away, right? Mars moves out, goes to the 9th house, keeps you active towards your education, towards acquiring more knowledge, towards making trips, to learn more, to experience new things. So there's a lot of energy out there. Mars is activating the third house as well, it's aspecting the third house. So there is going to be a lot of activity for you. Physically you'll be busy. Then we also have Sun and Mercury coming together in the 8th house. Sun and Mercury come together, Mercury gets exalted. Mercury is also your 5th lord. This is a good indication, I would say. Mercury becomes a Karak, but remember, Mercury is also your 8th lord. So this will be a period where uh, dealing in speculative matters. So if you are someone who does day trading, intraday trading, etc., puts in a lot of money in speculation, this can be a make or break period for you. So either you really get a lot of profits or you really lose a lot of money. So whatever you do, go ahead with a lot of caution, I would say. Your 7th and the 1st house are also under the eclipse impact. So this is something which I would urge you to guard against. People who are in the fields of education, higher research, or you're dealing with oil and gas, you're dealing with travel, with education, as I said, in the education industry as such, they stand to gain. If you're looking for your research to be completed, this will be a period where things will move fast, right? If you're someone who's into a lot of sadhana, who's into occult, who's a learner of astrology, this will be a period where you'll enjoy good learning. You'll get good stuff to learn and enjoy the learning which you come through, right? Venus will be moving out of your 6th house and coming to the 7th house. Venus and Ketu will form a conjunction. Now this is an energy which is very tricky. So for your relationships, if you are looking at finalizing your marriage, or if you're looking at stepping up to marriage, if you're already in a relationship, I would say that you should wait. Let this conjunction break, let Venus move out, or let this eclipse impact fade away. That is when you should do, or you should make any commitment. The same thing applies to any new business deal or any new partnership which you're getting into as well. So wait out. If you can wait out this month, it will be really great. Then work wise, if you're employed, I would say this is a decent period for you. Travels will be there on the cards, but so will be the other new projects, new initiative, etc., which come up. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Pisces. So if you're a Pisces ascendant, Pisces rising, we see Saturn in your Lagna. We see the ascendant Lord Jupiter in your 4th house. So this gives a lot of strength to the entire chart. Anyhow, 2 major planets in the Kendra Bhavas. Then we also see Sun and Mercury coming together in the Buddha Aditya Yoga in the 7th house. Mercury gets exalted. Good time for real estate matters, good time for expansion or buying a new house, expansion of your property, renovation of your property. Good chances for people who are looking at solidifying a relationship, stepping into marriage, etc. As the time progresses, things will move towards a good relationship, or a sort of agreement on the marriage front. So that is what this energy can bring to you. We also see Mars moving out of the 7th house now. Mars moves to the 8th house for you. If in your relationships you are going through a lot of aggression, not listening to each other, conflict, etc., then this will be a period where you'll start seeing relief. If you have any health issues related to the lower abdomen, then this will be a period where you need to be extra careful. So Mars going to the 8th house, Mars not being a very you know, not being in a very good house, and also being a Marka house owner, being a Marka owns the second house. This will be a place where you'll have to be extra careful about your health, right? So if you have any problems in your lower part of the body, then you need to be careful. uh, do not depend too much on your luck factor, I would say. So if you're uh, waiting for something to happen by luck, if you're just if you're expecting people to help you out at the last moment, things may not work out as you had thought them to be, because Mars is in the 8th house. Mars is 12th from its house. Mars is your bhagyesh also, and it is 12th from itself, and that too in the 8th house. So loss of luck, that can be seen. So uh, do not be dependent on other people, be self-reliant, and that is what I see for you. Ketu and Venus will be in a conjunction in the 6th house. This is also a period where you may deal with a lot of opposition. You may be dealing with people who are ready to oppose you, hidden opposition at workplace, your colleagues, etc. You may have to deal with all these things. You may have to deal with some health issues as well. So as I said, health wise, I do not see a very positive period for the Pisces ascendant. Otherwise, in terms of your work environment or your workplace as such, except for, when this Venus Ketu energy will also come into play only if you're running the dasha of Ketu, or you're running the dasha of Sun or Moon for that matter, because the 6th and the 12th house axis, where we talk about opposition, where we talk about hidden enemies, all these things will get activated around the eclipse time. So these things can come and trouble you temporarily. I'll talk about this in a separate video as well. These things can trouble you temporarily, but overall, this is a period where you should concentrate on your workplace, concentrate on the new projects which you're on, because your Lagnesh is well placed. Lagnesh is aspecting the 10th house, and while Saturn is transiting through the sign of Pisces, for the Pisces ascendant, this is a very good time to put in all you have at work, right? Your relationship wise, as I said, this is a good period which you can enjoy. Things can go on to higher levels. You can solidify a match, an alliance, etc. So that was all about the 12 signs. And the impact on the 12 signs of all the transits which are happening this month. I'll meet you very soon in my next video, where I'll talk about the eclipses which are coming up this month. So keep watching and do subscribe if you haven't till now. Thank you.